Revelations 3:4 says, "They will walk with me dressed in white, for they are worthy." One day while in the spirit realm, to my great surprise, I saw myself clothed with an elegant diamond-covered white robe and was sitting on a large rock in his kingdom. Captivated by the glamorous diamonds sparkling all over my clothing, I looked up and realized that Jesus was sitting next to me, enjoying my childlike pleasure in the awesome apparel he had given me. Knowing that I was about to ask him the meaning behind this stunning garment, he explained, "Each time you were transparent and allowed my love to flow through you to others, one of these diamonds was placed on your attire. I am faithful to reward my friends who diligently serve me. Heaven is filled with my signatures of appreciation to those who steadfastly and diligently follow me. I am allowing you to see a few of these gifts I have stored up in my kingdom for my children so you can bring an understanding to others of the magnificence of heaven." My friend asked, "If I would cover the streets in gold, why wouldn't I cover my saints in diamonds, rubies, and emeralds? Why wouldn't I lavish them with homes filled with everything that pleases them? Why wouldn't I, when everything is at my disposal? I am not limited in my ability to give. I have created abundant wealth to bestow upon those who earned it by their obedience to me. I will withhold no good things from my beloved. I am a generous bridegroom. My bride will be treated like a queen in my kingdom. Nothing you could ever imagine will prepare you for the opulence and the splendor of my kingdom. I am ready for my bride, to adorn her with my brilliance and bestow upon her the wealth of the nations." Visiting his garden. While listening to the Lord as he explained the grandeur he has awaiting us and admiring the dazzling brilliance of this robe I was wearing, a delightful aroma surrounded me. From the corner of my eye, I could see flowers. Getting up from the rock, Jesus and I began walking along together. Beside the road we were walking on were the loveliest scented flowers I had ever seen. Red roses so perfect they looked like they were made of silk velvet, their leaves glistening like green satin. Daisies of every color, morning glories, daffodils, gladiolas, on and on, for as far as I could see. Flowers filled the landscape, colors blended together in an array of beauty, even more striking than a brilliant rainbow. A gentle breeze that flowed from Jesus caused the flowers to sway, while a sweet melody came forth from them and intermingled with their fragrance. Love for the Lord seemed to be pouring out of these joyful flowers. They were alive with his love. As I looked at this magnificent, colorful scene, I could feel the embrace of Jesus coming through the flowers. The melody that came forth from them was enhanced by the songs of charming birds and the beauty of the butterflies that flew over and amongst this delightful, expansive garden. What a wonderful exchange of love I was observing. The flowers and the birds loved Jesus and each other as Jesus poured his love out on them. Jesus noticed everything wonderful about each flower, every bird, and every single butterfly. Radiating his love and approval, smiling, he reached out his hand and gently touched the tops of the flowers. Incredibly, all I could feel was love. Putting his arm around my shoulder, Jesus said, "My kingdom is made of love. Everything here reflects my beauty and my love. Just the opposite is true of Satan's kingdom. Hate emanates from everything there." I remembered the awful scenes I had observed in hell on a visit in the spirit. Just a few weeks before this glorious divine encounter, the Lord appeared to me and took me into the deepest darkness of hell. So much blackness and despair, horrible sounds, putrid odors, nothing like the beauty of the sight I had just seen and felt today. As I walked with Jesus, trying to erase the memory of hell from my thoughts, I realized that through this myriad of cascading flowers and soft, sweet music, unimaginably, I felt like heaven thought I was special because I was a friend of his. The Father speaks. Unexpectedly, the Father spoke softly to my heart. Everyone who loves my Son is treated like a queen in my kingdom. Because you have never seen him as he is, but have believed in him and have given up all to be his, you are honored in heaven. Everyone who loves my Son on earth is loved here by all. Love is the music of my kingdom, he explained. Love is the fragrance that pours out of the flowers in heaven, and love is the color of the flowers here as well. You were touched by my love as you observed this beautiful garden on the outskirts of my kingdom. All who enter into my kingdom are greeted by my love, expressed in the beauty of all that I created here to bring you enjoyment. It is all about my love for my creation. An immense desire filled my heart. All I wanted to do was lie down in this vibrant garden and absorb all of this effervescent love pouring out of the flowers. Knowing exactly what I was thinking, the Lord encouraged me to do just that. He knew I was afraid that I would crush the delicate flowers under me as I rested on them, but he told me that they would be fine. Immediately I stopped walking and lay down amongst these magnificent flowers. It felt like I was reclining on a soft bed of love. Never had I felt so cherished in my life. While basking in the garden, a bird flew over me, and as he flapped his wings, the feeling of love increased dramatically. I felt a surge of love for those who had mistreated me during my life. Some of these gentle birds landed on me, and the love continued to intensify. An overwhelming desire to be a vessel of his love burst within me. All this love that I was being filled with must be poured out on others. I could not contain it, but felt an urgency to give it to all I met. This was the work of his kingdom, receiving his love and letting it overflow out to others. Receiving it was so easy and enjoyable. Truly, his burden is light and his yoke is easy. Then Jesus instructed me, just as simple as lying on a bed of flowers, filled with my love, and having them permeate you with that sovereign love, just as easy is it to let that same love pour out of you to others. The secret is to visit my love garden often within your heart. Be filled to overflowing, drink deeply, and like a brook that is overflowing its banks, my love will pour out of you effortlessly. Did the flowers exert any effort to make you feel special or loved? No, it just exuded out of them to you. Be filled with my love daily, and you will be like a fresh, babbling brook, bringing refreshing love to all who encounter you, or like a fragrant flower spreading the perfume of my love. To my great delight, the visits to heaven continued. In a truly magnificent vision, I saw myself in heaven lying on a soft gold cushion. Love permeated both the air about me and the soft, feather-like gold material my face rested on. Suddenly, Jesus was standing next to me, explaining that everything and everyone in heaven is filled with his love, because love created them. He declared lovingly, animate and inanimate objects as well are all filled with my love here. Everything you touch oozes my love out of it. That is why there is so much unity and peace in my kingdom, because love created it. Love sustains it. Love keeps it alive and allows for its existence. Love dances upon every sound in heaven. My kingdom is a kingdom of love. No one ever becomes insensitive to the continual outpouring of my love through my creation here, my Lord said. It is always new and always overwhelming. That is why there is no sorrow or suffering here. Love flows constantly to a degree that is without comparison to anything experienced on the earth. Jesus explained, no love of a parent, spouse, child, or friend compares to the intensity of my love that is eternally displayed continually in heaven. The love that is sought after on the earth can only be found here, unconditional, constant, enthusiastic love. Divine love sustains life here and produces joy unspeakable in every heart. All are made complete in this love which accepts and never rejects. If my people realized the degree of love that all who enter my kingdom inherit when they leave the earth, there would be no sorrow when a loved one dies. When you visit here, he added, I allow you to feel but a small portion of the love that fills my kingdom, or you would find life unbearable on the earth when you return. Everyone who comes to me through my Son on the wings of my Spirit will know this love. Every breath I took filled my lungs with an overpowering love. The atmosphere of heaven is made of love. During this encounter in the spirit realm, with every breath I took, I was experiencing heaven on earth. Still curious, I asked the Lord what this gold cloud-like cushion was that I was resting on. Profoundly, he answered, Love, my child, the very essence of heaven. This love-filled cushion was a physical manifestation of the heart of God. As his love poured out of his heart for me, it became soft gold. I was resting on the bosom of God. Heaven is the heart of God. My teacher continued, My love is so powerful, it creates. It is not a weak love, but mighty, never to be destroyed or defeated. It is the power that raised my Son back to life. My love creates life and destroys death. Psalm chapter 33, verses 5 through 6 and verses 18 through 19 says, The earth is full of his unfailing love. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, their starry host by his mouth. But the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, on those whose hope is in his unfailing love, to deliver them from death and to keep them alive in famine. And Revelation chapter 5 verse 11 says, Then I looked and heard the voice of many angels, numbering thousands upon thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000. They encircled the throne. Just a few days later, I found myself pondering his great love for humanity. After a time of sweet fellowship, suddenly the room seemed to light up with the light of his love. My Lord appeared. He just walked into the natural realm and invited me to follow him into the spirit realm. Not knowing where we were going, I immediately followed, absolutely sure that he would show me something I would never forget. Totally immersed in his love, we walked quietly together for a short distance, and then to my great pleasure, we just lifted off the ground and flew into the heavens. Breathtakingly astounded, flying with my hand in his, we entered his homeland. Upon landing, we walked into an enormous, elegant room that was lined on each side with countless angels. Each and every angel had a long golden horn. The moment Jesus appeared in unity, they all blew their instruments loudly announcing his arrival. Together, as Jesus and I walked down the angel-lined hall, they instantly stopped blowing their elegant, melodious horns. They were completely still and silent because they wanted to hear any word that Jesus might speak. I was experiencing the solemn hush of heaven. Jesus was so important to the angels that they didn't want to miss a word that he spoke. Nothing was more significant to them than listening to their king. Awestruck by what I was privileged to witness, I recognized the little importance we often place on hearing Jesus speak on the earth, as compared to the attention that is given to him in heaven. Questioning myself, I wondered, what would our lives be like if we positioned ourselves to greet him and silenced ourselves to listen to him speak? I'm sure this would bring heaven to the earth. Finally, my friend spoke. Yes, great is the honor that is given to me in my kingdom. My angels serve in my courts with tremendous devotion. Their love for me is not manufactured. They stand ever awaiting my arrival so they can herald me and pour their praises out over my head. Heaven is all about giving. As they give out to me, I give my word and my love out to them. Everyone in heaven delights in giving. The pleasure of giving fills all in my kingdom. You saw reciprocal love being displayed as you walked into my kingdom. Love is so profound here, nothing on the earth can duplicate it. Love gives and expects nothing in return. That is the love that flows like a river throughout my kingdom. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verses 1 through 8 says, "And now I will show you the most excellent way. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have the faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And if I give all I possess to the poor, and even surrender my body to the flames in a martyr's death, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails."